Peace and grace to you, beloved. You are not here by accident. This moment, right now, was written into your journey long before you arrived. Heaven has seen the ache you try to hide, the questions you whisper in silence, and the moments when you've smiled through the weight of unspoken longing. You didn't stumble across this message by chance. You were guided here, intentionally. There is a divine appointment hovering over your life, and what you are about to hear will speak to a part of your soul that's been waiting, quietly, faithfully. Heaven is speaking to you now. Your angels have been waiting for the right moment to say this. There is someone who still carries your essence within them. Though they act like all is well, you still live in their heart. Pause and breathe. Let that settle in your chest. This is your confirmation. You are seen. You are known. You are remembered. If your spirit receives this word, type these 3 words in the comments. I receive. Angels say they pretend to be fine, but your presence still lingers in the deepest corners of their heart. They smile for the world. They move through routines. They post like they've moved on, laugh like nothing's missing. But heaven sees the truth that the human eye cannot. In the quiet, when no one is watching, your name echoes like a prayer they can't stop whispering. They replay moments, conversations, and the feeling of your spirit next to theirs. There was something divine in what you shared. Something sacred. Something not easy to forget, no matter how far life tried to stretch you apart. Your spirit already knows. You've felt the pull. You've woken up wondering why they're still in your dreams, why their name stirs something in your chest. Because there is a spiritual thread that was never truly severed, only stretched for healing. Heaven is pulling back the curtain to show you. This is not just memory. It's movement. Not just nostalgia, but a signal that something still breathes between you and this soul. Let that truth rise in you, because the story isn't finished, and your heart isn't mistaken. You've been through a season of silence, a chapter filled with more questions than answers. At times, you've asked yourself, why did it end like that? Why did someone who once felt so close suddenly feel like a stranger? The disconnection cut deep, not just because of what happened, but because of what was unspoken, what was left unresolved, what you felt in your spirit but couldn't explain with words. You may have even doubted yourself, wondered if you imagined the connection, questioned if they ever truly felt what you did. But heaven knows, and heaven remembers. The distance you experienced wasn't punishment. It was preparation. What felt like a loss was actually a sacred pause, a divine rearranging of hearts. You were being protected. You were being positioned. And even in your tears, your angels were near, catching every drop and turning it into something sacred. For your thoughts are not his thoughts, neither are your ways his ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are his ways higher than your ways, and his thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55 verses 8-9. Beloved, what was allowed to break was always meant to be rebuilt with purpose. Beloved, you didn't lose them. Heaven simply stepped in. There are moments in your life when God interrupts what seems perfect, not to punish you, but to protect you from what's premature. What you thought was rejection, was redirection. Heaven saw what your heart couldn't, the hidden wounds they were still healing from, the immaturity that needed refining, the cycles that would have hurt you both if forced too soon. So yes, they walked away. Or maybe you had to let go. But it wasn't the end. It was divine rearrangement. The space created wasn't a void. It was a garden. a sacred space where roots could go deeper, where healing could begin, where the unseen hand of God could prepare what human hands couldn't fix. Don't mistake absence for abandonment. Don't confuse silence with stillness. God was moving. He was clearing away everything that couldn't carry the weight of your future. And though it felt like delay, it was divine design. Heaven has been working behind the scenes to bring alignment. Because what's coming is too holy to be rushed. You weren't being ignored. You were being preserved. You've started noticing little things, signs that seem random, but feel too precise to ignore. Their name shows up unexpectedly. A song plays that takes you back. You feel an urge to visit a place you once shared, or you wake up from a dream that feels more like a memory than imagination. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations. The universe, the heavens, your angels, they're aligning the spiritual threads that connect you, threads that were never cut, only stretched across time and space. Every nudge you feel in your spirit, every deep breath that suddenly carries their name, every moment where your soul whispers, "Something's shifting." It's all part of the divine orchestration, because when you seek with your heart, heaven answers. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Your steps are not random. They are being guided. Even when it feels like you're walking alone, heaven is directing every move. This isn't a lucky break. It's a holy setup, not coincidence. Coordination. There have been moments you questioned your worth, moments when silence felt like abandonment, when delay felt like denial, and when their absence whispered lies to your heart. You've asked, did I care too much? Was I too open, too vulnerable, too soft? Beloved, hear this now. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not too late. Heaven didn't overlook you, and your softness was never a weakness. It was a reflection of divine strength. What they couldn't receive at the time had nothing to do with your value. Sometimes, two hearts need space to breathe, to grow, to heal what was never spoken. The ache you feel is not in vain. It's the stretch before divine reconnection. And what feels delayed is being delivered in divine order. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory, which shall be revealed in us. Let that truth settle in you. Your pain has purpose. Your waiting is not wasted. You are still seen, still chosen, still loved, even in the silence. There is a soul, one deeply woven into your spiritual story. They don't just remember you, they carry you. In their quiet moments, your presence is a warmth they can't explain. This person, the one who pretended to be fine, has been walking through their own wilderness. They've faced storms, not all of which you could see. They've wrestled with regret, silence, and the haunting beauty of what you once shared. But even in the distance, their spirit has not let you go, because what you two carried wasn't ordinary. It was covenant. They've been learning, healing, growing. They've walked through fire, and in that refining, they've begun to understand what they once didn't know how to hold. They are not the same. Neither are you. What was once broken is being reformed, not into what it was, but into what it was always meant to be. They are being prepared to recognize your worth, to match your depth, to speak to your soul the way you always longed for. This is not a fantasy. It is a divine appointment waiting to unfold in its appointed time. When it returns, when they return, you won't feel fear. You won't feel confusion. You'll feel peace. Not the peace that comes from perfect circumstances, but the kind that calms your spirit even when nothing is said. You won't have to chase clarity. It will be written in how your soul settles. No racing heart, no second-guessing, just the quiet knowing. It's them. Because this time, heaven will confirm it, not just with words, but with alignment. The timing, the openness, the healing, all of it will speak louder than any apology ever could. Your angels want you to know. There will be no pressure in it, only presence. No proving, just peace. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Now pause. Let all of this settle deep within you. You are not simply hearing a message. You are being invited to respond to it. Heaven is waiting for your agreement, because when you speak a word aloud, and when you type it into the earth, you activate its release in the Spirit. So speak this now. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. Say it again, slowly. Let your soul align with that truth. Let every part of you come into agreement with what God is unfolding. Now type it in the comments. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. Because this is more than affirmation. It is agreement with destiny. Something is already shifting. Not next week. Not someday. Now. Even as you listen, even as you breathe. Heaven is setting things in motion. You are not stuck. You are not waiting on life to change. You are walking into alignment. The angels assigned to you are not idle. They are moving pieces into place, softening hearts, rearranging timelines, clearing obstacles that once delayed what was always meant for you. Beloved, don't be deceived by silence. Heaven works quietly, but intentionally. Every delayed message, every closed door, every unanswered prayer, it's all being rewoven into something holy. You are not chasing after love. You are being led into covenant. Trust that what is for you cannot be stolen. It may have been hidden, but it was never lost, only held, for such a time as this. So walk like it's already happening. Speak like it's already yours. Believe like the shift has already begun, because it has. Heaven is realigning the timeline of your life right now, and nothing can stop what God has spoken. You're not the only one who has felt this ache. You're not the only one who stayed quiet, hoping time would speak for you. They've felt it too. The emptiness, the questions, the strange sense that something, or someone, is missing. They've looked fine on the outside, but inside, they've battled regret. They've wondered if they walked away from something sacred. They've replayed the final words, the distance, the days where silence grew thicker than understanding, and in their quiet moments, they cried out to God, not for just anyone, but for someone like you, someone who saw past their walls, someone who touched their soul, someone who showed them what divine love could actually feel like. They didn't know how to hold you before, because they were still learning how to hold themselves. But heaven has not stopped working on their heart, the same way it has been working on yours. And now, there's a stirring in their spirit they can't ignore, a longing that keeps pointing back to the one soul they couldn't forget. You. They're not just remembering you. They're being drawn back to truth. This time, it might not look like what you imagined. They may not speak the way you hoped. They may not dress how you expected. They may not walk in with roses or poetic words. But don't miss the truth because of the wrapping. Heaven often delivers answers in unfamiliar form. And if you're only looking with your natural eyes, you might miss what your spirit already recognizes. They may not be your type, but they will be your truth. They will speak to places no one else noticed. They will honor the parts of you others overlooked. And they will carry the grace needed to walk this path beside you. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. So open your heart to divine surprises. What's coming may look different, but it will feel right. This connection is not returning just for comfort. It's returning for calling, for purpose, for something far greater than romance alone. Because what you carry, and what they carry, was never meant to stay dormant. Together, your union was designed to heal not only each other, but to impact others. There is a mission tied to this love, a legacy that will be written through your surrender, and a generation that will be touched by your restoration. You weren't drawn together just to feel butterflies, but to break generational burdens, to speak life where silence lived, to show what happens when two people choose God's timing over their own. It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing, available, surrendered. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. You are stepping into more than a relationship. You are stepping into divine destiny, a covenant connection that changes the future, that shakes foundations, and that glorifies the one who orchestrated it all. Let that truth find a home inside you. This love was never ordinary, because your purpose never was. Pause again. Let your spirit respond before your mind tries to make sense of it. This is not just a message. It's a moment, a holy transaction between heaven and your heart. Now, speak this out loud with intention. I am aligned with heaven's plan for my love and my life. Say it again, slowly. Feel it. Now declare this with your hands and your voice, prepared and expecting. Type it in the comments. Say it as a prophecy, because what you speak in faith, heaven begins to unfold in motion. Every declaration is a key, and right now, your agreement is unlocking something, in the unseen, in their life, and in yours. You are not just waiting anymore. You are receiving. You are ready. You are positioned. Say it again, prepared and expecting. Beloved, let this settle deep within you. This is already on its way. You are not being teased by heaven. You are being trusted. Trusted to carry a love that doesn't just feel good, but does good. Trusted to walk with grace through a divine reunion that holds eternal weight. You've been faithful in the waiting. You've grown in the wilderness. And now, the heavens are opening the door to what has always been yours. This person, the one who still holds your heart in silence, has not been forgotten by God, and neither have you. What looked like a pause was a preparation. What sounded like an ending was a turning page. You are not late. You are not lost. You are right on time for divine fulfillment. Let this be your confirmation. Let this be your peace. Let this be your release. Heaven is not sending you back to where you were. It's calling you forward into what was always meant to be. You are ready now, and so are they. The story isn't over. It's just beginning.